Hey folks, today during our chat in the Battleground we're going to be looking at basically the same topic we looked at about 2 weeks ago actually. This time got a more solid channel restructure that I plan on talking about, so let's get into the Battleground. So to begin with, a apology about the Mythic Plus. Last week we had some real issues getting Mythic Plus going. We had one where someone had to leave in the middle of it, and overall we just the time for Mythic Plus has been a bit tighter than we were hoping for, and I've had recording issues as well. I recorded a Mythic Plus on Wednesday and the audio didn't record properly for that, so that's why everything's been a bit more of a struggle on Mythic Plus front. So I'm hoping that that's not going to continue, obviously, but it's something I need to be aware of, especially since, as mentioned, doing a bit of a restructure, what we're going to be focusing on, and what I plan on focusing more on is the World of Warcraft side of things. One of the reasons poking up this new restructure, or sort of new theme of the channel, is I've got a few new bits of equipment coming. I have a webcam coming and also a new microphone, both of which should be arriving Tuesday, so I imagine I'll be spending my Wednesday afternoon playing with those if I haven't already played with them enough the day before. So part of the restructuring or reworking of the channel has already taken place. You'll hopefully have noticed some of it during this video. First thing we've got is new pixel art. Since I wanted to put more of a World of Warcraft theme, a sort of cat weaving theme on things, we've got a pixel art, a new transmog for Curator, because I made a new transmog in game that wanted to emphasize the catness, and I actually end up preferring the pixel art bit. As it turns out, it's very hard to do claws in pixel art, I've found, but you do what you can. Also pixel art Feral Druid, which is not it's a lot harder than I thought it was to do the Worgen cat form, but I was surprised how well it actually turned out, so maybe in that regard it's not been the worst thing. You may have noticed as well a bit more on the animations at the front and end. Well, you haven't noticed the end yet, but you will notice at the end slightly different animations. I just wanted to put them. It's still not the most professional look in the world. I'm not a professional editor, but I did want to make sure that it had a bit more of a theme now that the channel's got a bit more of a structure going into it. So as mentioned, focus on the cat weaving side of things. I'm playing most of my game now as Resto just because I enjoy the cat weaving so much, and I wanted to get into the swing of doing it on a much more regular basis. So first thing, obviously looking at guides is a big thing there. So probably thought about doing guides in like varying structures or rising. So we'll start off with a basic one that's just for people brand new to the concept, and then moving up into guides where you're just getting started with cat weaving into finally like full-on DPS and your whole Lazarite trait. So just step by step, because the people that the guides would be intended for are going to be varying ones. Also keeping up with the Mythic Plus, probably not necessarily Mythic Plus guides. I don't think we push high enough necessarily for that, but I think that would certainly be something that we'd like to, keep up with that for sure. As then looking at some solo stuff as well with the cat weaving, I know there's a lot of stuff that healers aren't necessarily intended to do, but I thought would still be don't want to say that one. would still be quite good to look at getting into. So stuff here like the Brawlers Guild, and also visions, do some solo visions. Also then, following on from the solo stuff, probably look at some solo raids. Like I haven't really soloed any of the Legion raids yet, so that's a potential that I'll probably want to have a look at doing. And whether anything else really comes up cat weaving style. I say I'm playing most of my games now are working on the cat weaving front, so hopefully that's what I can do. On top of the cat weaving guides and also sort of solo cat weaving content, I want to have a look at going into streaming. I want to definitely check the internet connection and stuff like that when we start going there. So yes, that's here. We do this probably. Yep. Yeah. So on top of looking at, I've completely lost my train of thought. I was too focused on buying too many minions. This is why maybe I shouldn't do one of these. Anyway, here I am doing one of them anyway. So, looking at going into Twitch, that's what I was going to talk about. Check the internet connection. I thought with the webcam that's coming and the better microphone, be much more comfortable doing live stuff. Also, in the future, something to look at as well that I wanted to do is looking at raiding guides. Not necessarily for the not for the like mythic raiding guides, obviously, if we don't raid mythic, but a much more emphasis on in-depth heroic guides for guilds such as us that are just normal is our progression, and that is, you know, what we do. So working our way through there, I thought would be the best. I thought there might be other people that had that would like this sort of progression and might find things being helpful as maybe they progress through. I'm not sure I want to get rid of one of these tutus. We'll get rid of the amalgam. I'm quite sure what we're doing here. So that's the raid guides. Also potentially looking at some quick guides. So on the in-depth and the longer ones as well. I say a focus on normal heroic rather than the mythic, so maybe don't clash with other popular guides that are available on YouTube. Also coming up in the future, obviously, we're going to have the Shadowlands beta. So that's definitely another thing that I want to make sure that we that I cover as best as I can. And yes, hopefully early we're getting that, can keep a track on all the Resto Druid changes, or all those sort of changes. Oh, this ended up being quite nice. I think, do we upgrade? We do. I'm not quite sure what we're getting rid of here. Or do we get rid of the 3-5? No, we get rid of the oh no, we can do lots of stuff with that actually. I forgot it was a mech. It could be lots of stuff. yeah, so looking forward to the beta there. As for other things that I've previously been doing, mainly the occasional chats in the battlegrounds, those are probably definitely going to be stopping doing once a week. Honestly, there's not that many people that like to listen to me. Probably. I might do the occasional one. I think Battlegrounds much more lends itself to the streaming side. Mario, I've really enjoyed doing the Mario. I mean, they've been obviously far too quick for my liking, but they have been enjoyable. And I will probably still look at doing the occasional ones there, even though I've got my stuff coming on the on a Tuesday. I'll still probably look at doing some of these on the maybe do some on a Wednesday. I might pre-record it in advance, not entirely sure yet. Everything's going very badly here. And also, even though those things that are potentially slowing down, one thing that will probably not be, which is what folks, or not folks, but I have offered to people is a little tour of my kitchen area here. I basically play all my games in the kitchen here, and I just thought that it might be something a little interesting to that's the wrong one. Might be interesting to show off the webcam at the same time and do one of these. So that is my thought there. That's pretty much all I've got to talk about, which is pretty good because we might end up going out quite soon. This has not gone the best for us so far, but the term was alright. So everything's just not that much big, and the health really struggled. But hopefully it doesn't go too badly for us. That cleave was fine. We killed that before he managed to spawn. Yeah, we're finally in some form of... Well, we finally got a win after quite a long time. Couldn't quite kill him off, actually. Disappointing. But we got a couple of minions that we can start putting out here. What are we getting rid of here? Probably the 3/3 taunt. It's the weakest stuff we've got here. Do we want to buff up? We're probably buffing up the Divine Shield, actually. That was probably the minion I should have kept around. We do get to re-roll, actually. Yeah, let's do one of these. Oh, and we can play the 2/1. Right, AFK is mechs, only 3 of them though. Now we've got a nice little taunt protection going. Our demons are starting to get big. Main aim, well, the always aim is to get into top 4. Looks like top 4 and bottom 4 are pretty similar on the old health front. We can only play 2 more demons until we get Mal'Ganis. I'm not quite sure whether we're going to be able to afford that time if we want to get to top 10. We might have to just limit ourselves on the demon front and then just take what we can get. From there, probably work on the amalgam, maybe try and find a poisonous for the amalgam. It's already pretty high anyway. But even if we can't buy the demons, hopefully maybe just find some other solid stuff. Just focus on each battle at a time. Got to really hope that we can't really afford to lose any of these ones anyway. So we might have to get lucky with juggles here, I think. That was nice that we managed to snipe that off. He hasn't got any more... He does have a few resets actually. That was good. We needed that one to die first. Should be safe for us here. Barely actually, closer than I thought it was going to be, but good enough. All we got to do is stick in. No one went out that game. Okay, that's quite interesting. Right, we can't play the 2/4. Beast, it's only a +1/+1. There's going to be better buffs than that. We've got another AoE demon buff. That's good. Another one for our there. And then the 4/5. Yes, I think we then just buy the 4/5 and buff up our amalgam even more. Make this guy nice and big. And that's time where we didn't have to worry about demons. So demons 4 here, which means he's probably got some pretty bad Wrath Weavers, which means might end up going out here to see if he's low on health. And this demon board isn't exactly the most solid demon board in the world. We've only really got 3 demons actually. I don't know why I've been putting so much of a focus on demons in that case. But maybe some lucky snipes. He's probably got a few goldens. Yeah, I think we're going out here. So I mean, our guys are big, but they're not going to be that big. Yeah. No, well, as I say, this may be my last chat in a battleground for a while. Hopefully the next time you see me, well, maybe a Mario one, but I'll probably do a number of test videos. So, I'd like to know what you think of the increased graphics, and I will see you in the future. Hopefully, assuming that everything comes on Tuesday. Until then, have a good one, folks.